Hi, this is Lisa Marie Graves, host of the Men's Legacy Conference, and I wanted to thank you for tuning in today. We are doing interviews of the speakers for the Men's Conference, and today I actually have our final speaker, Drew Myers, and I'm excited to tell you more about him and what he's going to offer as a closer for our Men's Conference. And Drew, I'm actually just going to turn it over to you if you wouldn't mind introducing yourself and telling them a little bit about you.
Yes, ma'am. Howdy, Lisa. I appreciate you letting me do this, first of all. My name is Drew Myers. I am a radio personality. I have a syndicated radio show and podcast. I do a daily radio show on Real Texas Radio. I brand it as inspiration, perspective, and a whole lot of Texas flavor. I play my favorite songs from the Texas music. I'm also a speaker, and I'm also a writer. And I've been doing this for about 7 years now, and I just love doing it. I inspire people to live a bold, adventurous, and intentional life, and I put a heavy emphasis on story to accomplish that goal. I think it's so important. It's the first and most important step to embrace your story, the good, the bad, the ugly, past, present, and future. So at the Men's Legacy Conference, that's what we're going to talk about.
Embracing your story. I love that. I think a lot of times people don't realize that what they do is significant and how it impacts others. And so I really like that, to recognize your story. And I don't know all the details, obviously, of what you're going to share, but I have realized that as well, that people don't necessarily embrace their story and that it's powerful. So I'm excited to hear more about what you're going to share at the conference.
I'm so excited to do this. Thank you for the opportunity.
Yes, and when Drew and I first started talking about the men's conference and what we were going to my vision for the conference, it's all focused on teams. So we got great feedback last year from the attendees, and they really wanted to have that focus of a topic. And so the topic that the men's conference is focusing on is all about teams. How do teams work together? How can, teams make the dream work? And so when Drew and I were talking and really trying to find where the place was going to be on Drew and what his specialty was and how he was going to impact the attendees. It was awesome because you said, can't fit a round peg in a square. And so I'm just going to be telling you what I do best. And it was easy because I'm like, you know what, you're the topper then. You've got to be at the end to bring it all together because it's not just a focus on work, but it's a focus on life. And I like that you're going to really bring that together at the end for us. So I'm looking forward to that. So speaking of that, how can you give a little bit more insight on what you're going to present at the conference?
Yeah, absolutely. Here's kind of a spoiler alert. I'm just going to throw this out there, and I'll probably say it again at the conference. There is nothing that I'm going to say that's going to be breaking news. It is not going to be new information. But what I've realized over the last few years is that I've been given a gift by God to kind of take what's spinning around in everybody's head and putting it out there in a way that it resonates with them. And I've had some people say that to me recently. And so that's what I really lean on. Again, nothing is going to be new. Nothing is going to be fresh, but it's going to be presented in a way that hopefully speaks to your heart and speaks to your soul. Lisa, we live in a world where people are running on the hamster wheel. Mm-hmm. Running, don't go anywhere. On my radio show one time, one of my guests said, it's like you're asleep at the wheel, literally and figuratively, which is very, very scary. And my kind of mission in life is to yank people off the hamster wheel, to wake them up, to get them living a bold, adventurous, and intentional life, like I mentioned out of the gate.
Nice. And you're right. Hearing sometimes just that different perspective, hearing the words that are in your head and bringing it to attention has a powerful impact. So again, you're going to be perfect for bringing it all together. The last impression, no pressure, right?
Oh, I loved it. I love the pressure. I love
it. What words would you say to encourage people to attend?
Well, based on what you've told me about the conference, it sounds fantastic. The focus on team, I think, is so great. I used to be a college football coach, and that was what it was all about. It wasn't about the individuals. It was about us collectively, all the players, all the coaches, all the support staff trying to accomplish one goal. For us, it was winning football games. But for, companies and organizations and businesses, that is so powerful. And then so you guys doing that and then me coming in at the end to kind of, like you said, tie it up with a nice red ribbon and kind of punch them in the face a little bit, focusing on not just work, but life also. I think it sounds fantastic. If I wasn't speaking, I would probably attend the conference as an attendee.
Nice. And such a guy term. I'm going to punch you in the face.
I know it sounds bad. And what's funny, Lisa, on my radio show, I may have gone even a different route than punch you in the face. So I'm trying to keep it pretty
calm.
Calm. Yeah, calm on this video interview.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. Well, how can people find out more about you? Where can they connect with you and want to follow you?
Go to drewmyers.life. That's www.drewmyers.life. And you can get all the information about me. You can get all my links to my social media there. I have a new challenge journal, a new book out that I'm really excited about that we'll talk about at the conference as well. It's called Storyboard. Ooh, I got a copy right here. I'm such a good marketer. Right there, Storyboard. I'm really excited about this. This is only like 2 weeks old, and it's designed to get people to embrace their story, to live a bold, adventurous, and intentional life that I just pound home when I'm talking to people, because I think that is so, so important.
As you're saying, bold, adventurous, and intentional, what would be an example
of living boldly?
Sure.
I have a definition.
Okay.
This is something, a lot of things that I throw out there, I borrow from other people. There are so many smarter, more articulate people in the world, and I just kind of regurgitate their stuff. Mm-hmm. But this definition is mine. I came up with this. Confidently living the life that you want by identifying what's important to you, not letting anything compromise that, never settling, always fighting. And the most important part of that definition is the identifying what you want. We live in a world where people don't know. They're running on that hamster wheel. Life is eating them up. They're buried under T-ball games and bills and work and mindless TV and Facebook. So when you say, hey, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I have no idea. Or where do you want to go on vacation next summer? I don't know. We don't stop for half a second and think about it. So that's the key part of that definition. And then once you decide what it is that you want to do, it's about taking action to accomplish those goals. My second favorite part of that definition is the fighting part. No matter how good things are or how bad things are, you got to fight your tail off. I firmly believe that.
Wow. Yeah, I would totally agree that you're so busy just surviving that you're not able to thrive. And I often tell people you have to take a few steps back in order to move forward, or to slow down in order to move forward.
Absolutely. Hey, can I throw something out at you? Now, this may be a challenge during the conference. So another spoiler alert. I don't want to waste all my material right here on this video conference. But I challenge people, and I'm challenging you right now. It's just you and I talking.
Okay.
To stop using the word busy.
Yes.
Because we're lying to ourselves that we're too busy. It's not a busy thing. It's a priority thing. If something is important enough to you, you will go and do it. Yeah. Whether that's call your mom or go to lunch with a friend or do that thing at work. You're never too busy for the things that are important to you. The problem is we use that word like it's a badge of honor.
Yes.
Pay attention, Lisa, when next time you're talking to people, they're like, I'm just so busy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, you're busy? That's awesome. Tell me more. I want to hear all about your busyness. No, it's not a cool thing. So if we just change our wording, I say ripping and running. People say, how's everything going? It's like, I'm ripping and running.
Mm-hmm.
It still means busy, but I'm not using that word, which means I'm not lying to myself that I'm too busy. So it's just a little mind trick, but that's my challenge to you today.
Okay. And I actually want to add upon that challenge because I am completely on that same wavelength with you about busy. It's definitely a filler word. It doesn't have any weight behind it. And I would think that it's a false sense of, I'll say, success to some degree, because if you're busy, then that means that you're working. And this is more in the professional mindset. And so one of the things that I actually encourage people to do, instead of using the word busy when somebody asks how are things going, is to be specific. You know, what have you done? What have you accomplished? What is a way that you can say, and again, my mindset is in business. So based on who you're talking to, is there a piece of information that you can share with them that says an accomplishment or a project that you're working on that may lead to another project? Because when people say they're busy, then that's going to make people think that they're too busy to take on new work. So it's actually kind of a negative in that aspect. So I am right on board with you about the busy. I hear it, and I try to avoid it as well because it's just a filler. And I think that honestly it can deter business too. So I like your ripping and rolling?
Ripping and running.
Running.
Ripping and running. No, and it's not running. Don't put a G on it. You got to say it kind of cool. It's ripping and running.
Ripping and running.
Ripping and running.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Well, is there anything else you'd like to share with the individuals about considering coming before we close up?
I think this is a tremendous opportunity for whether you live in Granbury or greater Granbury to come and experience this, because this may be my naivety or ignorance, but it seems like there's a lot of things like this for women, but yes, not necessarily for just men. Mm-hmm. And that's what I think is really, really cool about what you're doing is you're creating a space where men can come together and kind of start going on this journey of self-discovery without, all the outside stuff. It's a safe place. And I dig that. And I appreciate that a lot as a male. And again, like I said, if I wasn't speaking, I'd probably be there as an attendee. I think it's a really cool opportunity for people. And I think if you're not taking advantage of it, you're missing the boat.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. Okay, so here's the invitation for you. The Men's Legacy Conference is on Friday, October 26th. You can get all the information to include the schedule, the speakers, and all the social links actually for the speakers as well at menslegacyconference.com. You can register. The ticket price is $89. You get 5 fantastic speakers. We're actually having an expert panel speak as well. And again, the topic is all focused on teams. So whether you're an owner of a company or you're an independent, there's going to be information that you can use to help you build yourself, grow your business. And I really hope that you are able to be in the room because that's where the magic happens. So thank you so much, Drew, for being part of this interview and sharing your information, inspiration. And man, you guys want to be in the room to hear Drew speak and top it off at the end at the Men's Legacy Conference. So thanks you so much for watching. And we'll see you in the room at the Men's Legacy Conference.
See ya.
Oh, shoot. Stop.